All right. Well, very cool, Charlie. Again, don't go away. We're gonna talk some hockey in Mexico next, and surprise, we're going there for a tournament. It's going to be fun. So listen up to hear all the details about that. So keep your second week in November free, Charlie, for Mexico City.
All right. Copy, I will.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right. Excited about this. Next up, we have Jorge Guadarrama, and he's with Hockey Rinks MX, which is a facility out of Mexico City. Jorge has also brought some teams to NARCh the last couple events. Alebrijes Hockey Club, is that right?
That's right, Darren.
Okay, well, really, really excited to have you learn more about what you have going there and make a big announcement. So, welcome.
Thank you, Darren.
So let's start out. Like, how did you get involved in the sport? We've had a couple great conversations, but we haven't talked that much. So give me a little history.
Yeah, for sure. Well, actually, it happened very late in my life. I was 18 years old. And I had a good friend in school, so I just like bumped into my back with his backpack, and I asked him like, "What are you carrying here? Stones or something?" And he told me, "No, those are my skates." I didn't even knew that my friends skate, and not only skated. By that time, my friend was already playing for Team Mexico, so that's how I knew the sport, and I told him, "Please invite me." And I started at 18, 19 years old. So I had to push harder than the rest of my partners. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. so I could learn to skate by myself because the team, when I started to play, was already a winning team. So I had to be very, very fast learner. And that's how I started to play hockey at 18 years old. Yeah.
Well, that's an awesome story. So complete coincidence, huh? Bumping into a guy with skates in the backpack. That's that's a new one. I've been around this sport a long time, and that's a new one to me. I haven't heard of someone getting into it quite that way, but that's exciting. We're happy to have you.
Thank you, Darren.
Now, you're in Mexico City. Have you always been in Mexico City? Is that where you learned to play?
Well, yeah, I learned to play here. I lived here in Mexico from like 13 years old. I used to live in Argentina and then in Russia. That's why my nickname is Ruso, which means Russian in Spanish, because I lived there for 6 years old. I used to watch a lot of hockey, but never played. That's weird. So when I came back to Mexico, I met this guy, and you know the rest of the story.
So how did you go from getting into the sport at 18 to now owning the facility, which, not to ask you to brag, but would you say that's the nicest facility in Mexico currently?
Yeah, well, by far. I mean, we have a lot of facilities here in Mexico, in the country, but those are like public facilities from governments, from different states, but those are like asphalt or concrete, and without any roofing. So it's the only one. And funny story, I have told this story before. This is my second attempt. When I was 27, 26 years old, I bought a rink in Texas, in Denton, Texas, and I tried that time. I was too young, too dumb, the lack of experience, I guess. So this is my second attempt, and I won't stop till I can make this work like forever.
How are your relationships with other? Because it seems like there are a lot of people in Mexico making a push to make the sport more popular, who are trying to make the federation better. Like, there's a lot of positive movement, it seems. What other areas in Mexico would you consider on the rise in the sport?
Well, the good thing about inline hockey in Mexico is that there are at least like 20 different states with inline hockey. And little by little, I'm friends with everybody here, so we talk a lot, and we are trying to. We used to be like top players, but now we're trying to be good coaches and develop a lot of kids, a lot of small kids. Those kids will be the future. So we are trying. The thing with facilities, it's like that's tough because when we go out. You take like 2 or 3 games, so you can get used to the flooring and the tiles and the speed and the puck. Now with hockey rinks MX, it's getting different because now everybody here in Mexico is starting to know how it is to play properly. So the adaptation is shorter, So that's helping like a lot.
Did you? From what I understand, it seems like you've gone through a lot of upgrades with the facility. How much different is it from when you bought it to what it is now with the videos that we see and everything?
Well, in the beginning, we had nothing. No cafeteria, no dressing rooms, nothing for the public. And now, little by little, we are investing more and more. Because we really want this to last like for many years. So for starters, we bought new floor. The facility used to have like a sport court, but like 15 years old sport court, and now it's brand new sport court, right? And we're trying to invest in improvements every time we can. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag here. We're going to come there for a tournament on November 7th or 8th to the 10th. And I think after we come there one time, I think coming there in the future is going to be very, very easy to pull off. I've been to Mexico a lot, and I've never, mostly the beachy touristy towns. I've probably been to Cabo 8 times. I've been to Puerto Vallarta. Living in San Diego, I've driven down to, Ensenada and Rosarita and Puerto Nuevo and all kind of the whole local couple-hour road trip to surf and eat lobster. So I've been to Mexico a lot, but Mexico City is completely different than anything like that. Like I was researching it, and the fact that it's got it's one of the biggest cities in the world. With 22 million people, that's just, to put it in comparison, New York only has 8 million and LA is like 4 million. So it's just gigantic. So it seems like you've got a good base of teams to pull from. But Stevie, show that video of the rink so people can see what we're talking about here. So this is a video you sent me. Yeah, place looks beautiful. And
yeah,
you said the location.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, we have a very good location. That boulevard, it's like a main road that goes through the whole city, and we have like the safest area in the whole city, like 5 minutes away from the rink, which is called Polanco. There's a lot to see in Mexico City. I mean, it's huge. You have like museums, you have like pyramids like 45 minutes away. We have Castillo de Chapultepec, which is the only real castle in the whole continent. You can eat whatever you like. So I think there's a lot to see here in Mexico City.
Well, like I said, I did some research, and Polanco, they compared that to like that's like the Beverly Hills of Mexico, right? Compared to the States, it's a really, really upscale, nice area, and you're walking distance, huh?
Yeah, I would say it's very similar to Fifth Avenue. So there are many top like shopping and you can walk and you can be safe and you can be there. There are a lot of restaurants, a lot of malls and whatever. Yeah.
For the people who play at your facility, do you have a pretty wealthy clientele that live in Polanco, or do a lot of them drive a long way to get there?
Well, we have from everywhere because it's the only one. It's the only facility. So everybody wants to come play. So we have, well, most of our clients are from the northern part of the city. Our facilities in the northern part of the city, but they come from even from other states on regular basis, so they can train here or play here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So you kind of are the you're the as Irvine is to California, you are that to
Yeah,
Mexico,
something
huh?
like that.
Kind of the
Yeah,
mecca.
something like that.
Okay. Well, it's
Yeah.
only fitting we're doing a tournament there then, since we do so many events in Irvine. Yeah, I'm excited to go. Like I said, I did some research. There's a shot of Polanco, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Can you see your rink from there or no?
No, it's not that close, but it's very near. It's like 3 minutes. Yeah, literally.
Well, one of the
And you
awesome
have
things
also,
is
yeah,
so that photo right there. That's from one of the hotels you suggested. That is, what was the name of it? The Fiesta
Fiesta
Americano,
Americana.
and
Yeah,
that's
Fiesta
walking
Americana. Yeah.
distance to your rink, right?
Yes, yes, it is. And also we can arrange transport. The hotels, we have deals with the hotels that provides constant transportation to the rink and back to the hotel. So you won't suffer or you won't like even need to walk.
What I was shocked about, Stevie, slow down. You're going too fast here. He's showing all kinds of stuff. The pyramids, like you said, that's only 45 minutes from where you're at. I forgot what the official announcement, or what the how you say that
The
correctly, but
name?
they're Pyramids of the Sun is what I pulled out of it.
Well, there are two pyramids, the sun and the moon, but the place is called Teotihuacan. The size of
Yeah.
those pyramids, the base of those pyramids are the same size as Egypt pyramids. So those are really huge. And you also have like chopper trips. You can see the pyramids from above. I mean that place is one of the best place to know around the world. Yeah, for sure.
So for everybody that travels in, going there is a must then, right? If you've never been there?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. And is it, can you go up any time, or do they charge, do you have to like take a guided tour?
No, you can go up and climb by yourself, or you can go with a guy, whatever you like. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's
Well,
a,
I
it's
mean,
a,
it's not a dumb
yeah, it's
question.
nice.
I'm traveling a lot this year, and I'm planning a trip to Italy, and some of the ancient ruins there. You have to
Yeah,
take a guided
those are
tour.
closed, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So
We
uh,
have we have some pyramids around Cancun, and you cannot climb those pyramids because they are so old and so yeah, you cannot.
fragile.
But these yeah, fragile. Yeah, that's the word. But these pyramids are you can go up, no problem.
You get enough skater to
You're
skate
gonna
down the pyramids?
you're gonna get tired though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, a couple other things real quick on this. What I was really shocked about in my research is how inexpensive of a trip it actually is. I mean, I'm a little spoiled because I'm in San Diego. So for me to get to Tijuana Airport, which is really a nice airport, I've only got about a half hour, 40-minute drive, depending on border traffic. But it's a 3-hour direct flight from Tijuana. And I mean, on those dates right now, it's like $220 round trip. So it's a very inexpensive trip to get there, and then hotels are, you can get them for 100 to a really nice place for $150. So it's a very economical hockey trip for people who have never been somewhere that I think is going to be an awesome place to go, which is why I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm also very very excited. I can't remember last time NARCh got outside of the States. So this happening in Mexico City for us, and I'm guessing that for whole Latin America, it's gonna be I don't know, something amazing.
Well, and you and I talked about it too. Like, it's easier for South Americans to just get to Mexico because they don't have visa issues and stuff like that, like they do get into the States. So, since it's only one rink, we'll probably have to get creative and have one deadline for all the teams that might want to come from the States, and then open it up to everybody else from South America who might want to participate. I mean, I know for you and some of the teams playing, your local teams, you want to be able to face some teams from outside the country that you've never
That's
faced
right.
before, or would only face at NARCh, as opposed to facing other clubs that may get to your facility a couple of times a year. So we'll have to get creative with our deadlines and try to make it the best event that we possibly can. But no, I'm fired up. I can't wait to go there. But let's shift gears a little bit. So you brought teams to the regional qualifier. You brought teams to Quito last year, and you're bringing teams to the NARCh finals for Mexico City this year. What age
Yes.
groups are going to be participating in July?
We're gonna be participating with under 6, 8, 10, some 12s, then adults, both women. We are bringing a very solid women's team. We have good girls playing right now in Mexico. They both play ice and roller hockey, and we are also bringing two senior teams.
Well, that's great. That's more than I
Yeah.
anticipated. That'll be
Yeah.
great. And I forget the name of the women's team, but it's funny you had mentioned you don't remember NARCh outside of the U.S., but there was a women's team that came to Toronto many years ago. Probably probably 2006. Are you familiar? Do you know who some of the girls I may be referring to, or is that before your time?
Toronto, no. I went to Florida with some of those girls and got second place in NARCH Florida.
I just saw the picture like a week ago. I'll have to dig that up and share it with you just to see if any of the women are still playing. But I want to say the name of the team started with a J, and they were good. They weren't bad, and that was way back then. So, and they were young, so maybe some of those women are still participating. That
Still
would be great.
playing, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, your teams, I mean, if we're being honest, we talked about some teams with Charlie, who we had on before you, from Northern California, who are kind of just getting into the tournament scene. And it seems that your teams, they're definitely at the silver level, which is where everybody starts, but they've improved tremendously just from the first time they played in Escondido, just 11 months ago. It seems like some of the kids are actually very good. It's just in Irvine, you didn't have enough kids. Like, I think they
I
ran out
know,
of
yeah.
gas. So
Yes.
it feels like kind of your mentality of, hey, we got to get better quick, is what you're teaching in the kids as well. Can you tell me about what you're doing to try to close the gap teams here in the States?
Yeah, for sure. Well, for starters, it is for us a blessing that we have the best inline hockey in the world right next to us, right? So it is also kind of cheap for us flying to Tijuana and then crossing the border, and then it's a 1.5 hour drive. So we have to take advantage of that. And we want to go to your tournaments at least once every 2 months, because it is the only way that our kids are going to close the gap. Because the kids train 6 days a week.
Wow.
But what is the point of training 6 days a week if you don't learn to compete? If you don't have enough tournaments back here in Mexico City? We have a league actually going on with our own teams. It is very interesting, Darren. I'm going to tell you about it. We decided to make a youth league with some rules so that the new kids can close the gap with our best kids. So we created a system that if you are our top players, our 5 top players cannot score more than twice per game. For example, that's a rule in our youth league. And also, if you are a new kid and you score a goal, your goal counts double. and each assist counts double points. So we are trying to, and it is working because we have 95% of the kids in that league have points, and normally it don't happen because in Latin America we don't have as much good players as you. So we rely always in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 good players, but you cannot play platinum level or you cannot play a world championship if you only have 4 solid players, a good goalie, and that's it, because you just run out of gas and you rely and you depend only on 3 or 4 guys. So we are creating things so that we have many kids playing at the same level, right? And the thing with NARCh is that the kids, every time they come back from playing NARCh or that kind of tournaments, they grow like massive. They're making big steps. So I'm really I really believe that if we keep this pace, we will be able to really compete and win medals in around probably 2 years.
Yeah, no, like
with
I said,
the facility with the
yeah, you guys have improved tremendously, and I'm not balking at that, because I think if you progress how you progressed the last year, and the good thing is the kids are young, so unlike you and what you had to overcome at 18, these kids are 6 and 8 and 10. So, I mean, if you're 8 going against another 8-year-old, nobody's been skating more than 4 years, right? So you have less to overcome for sure. Stevie, do you have that footage of them at the NARCh finals or no? Here you go. This is that young team that they were good. And hats off to you. That was an exciting game early in the morning. All the parents were fired up.
Yeah, it was the first game, actually.
Yeah, Yuma's another program. They're in a way they're similar to you. I mean, not exactly. They get exposure a lot easier, but they're in the basically in the desert. Most of the kids play only roller and don't play ice, and they're making huge strides too. So it's neat to see programs play each other that are all kind of on the same trajectory. But that was a close game. You just again you ran out of gas. You tried to call 2 timeouts, and I don't think you got it early in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
The timeout. So sneaky on your part, but smart.
We will get there. We will.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, I really enjoyed the time you spent with us today. If you got something else to share, feel free. But I'm excited to see you guys at the NARCh finals.
Yeah, well, I just, if you allow me, Darren, I just want to invite everyone. You're going to have like an amazing experience here in Mexico City. We really want the sport growth here in Mexico and the whole Latin America. So we are really excited about this and hope this can be like a constant NARCh Mexico City every year. That would be awesome.
I think it will become that. I'm not into, just throwing darts at a board and doing a tournament and then that's it, not have a relationship. I feel like you've got great energy. You've got good parents around you, good kids.
Yes.
You're in it for the right reasons. The facility looks beautiful. So, and I want to go to Mexico City. So there's no reason not to do it. And it's such a big place. I'm sure I'm not going to see everything in one trip. So I'm certainly down for making a very successful first one and making it an annual thing as well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, we will be glad to. Yeah. Thank you, Darren.
Okay.
For your time.
We'll see you in Irvine.
Yes. See you soon.
Okay. Well, don't go away. We've got one little quick segment just with some closing notes, but yeah. Stay around.
Okay.
We've got 2 tournaments left before the NARCH finals, Escondido this weekend and Bend, Oregon next weekend. Both are going to be great tournaments. If you're playing, good luck to you. If you're not playing, don't forget, finals registration deadline is June 5th. We appreciate you watching this podcast and feel free to share.